What's going on, everyone? We're back here in Anime Champion Simulator, and for today, guys, we're going to be looking at the Titan Trials. The Titan Trials that we are able to complete at this stage of the game. Number one being Sawblade City, which gives you 25% drops, and also the second one is Land of Giants, which gives you the big one, the +1 equip. And I gotta say, I was not prepared for this, so what I'm gonna do for today and focus on is to prepare you guys if you haven't done this already. So here we have Sawblade City. This is for the 25% drops boost. Let's go ahead and check this out. First of all, you have to be boosted. There's no way that you can complete it without being boosted. That's number one. You always have to have your damage boost on. Forget about that drops boost that you saw. That was because I was doing other stuff. But if you notice, there are a few people on here that are leaderboard players, and thanks to them, we were able to complete these two trials. Without them, there's no way that we could have done this. A lot of these guys have that giant purple hammer that you can see over here in the Apex Fury. That's something that I've always wanted ever since I joined this game, but there's no way. At this point, there's no way that I'll ever be able to get that. Here's what you get if you do complete this. This is a 25% increase in drops boost. It may not seem like much, but it really helps out when you do the nightmare raids. This boss went down in about 1.5 minutes, which is not bad. I'm just gonna have to speed up through this process, because outside here and also in the building, all we do is get the mobs done. And if you have a boxer team, that's the best team that you can use to get mobs. I have a 6-2 boxer team, but a lot of guys on here are using 7-1. But also, some people have no choice but to have the usual, which is either 4-4, 4 mage and 4 boxer. That's what some people do use, but the most popular one, in my opinion, would be 5 boxers and 3 mages. A lot of people have that and they don't have any choice but to stick to that. But for those who have different teams, different options, the best thing for the mobs is to get a boxer team. I'm going to show you guys the teams that I have, because although the last one on here is the one that I always use, which is at the time the 5-3, a lot of people request for a punch build team, a mage team. I have those ready to go in case they are needed. Now back to the mobs over here. Always pay attention that there's one unit down here that you have to kill. This is a unit that a lot of people forget about, completely forget about, and then they wait here in front of the yellow barriers and then wonder why they can't jump through the portal. But once we go through the portal, this is the final boss, and he's got a whopping 19.1 Omega as HP, which is crazy. But one thing that I did, first of all, switch to my 5-3 setup. Not sure if that was the best way to go. I do have a boss team, but honestly, from the amount of times that this game keeps on changing stuff and balancing stuff, I just gave up on my team completely, and I just used the 5-3 team. But there is a strategy to use here, and that is to charge your ult, wait for the shield to go down, and once that shield is down, all the way down there, you spam on your ult, and look at this. Look at the magic happen. Look at everyone all the way, just everyone working together. And look at the health. The health went down very, very fast. And that is what we always did during this time. And we managed to finish this pretty quickly. But one thing that you always want to avoid, which is the number one thing that you always have to pay attention to, is try to not get stunned. Some people did get stunned here. And to be honest, I don't think it's a skill issue, but mostly because of the lag. And this is something that I didn't even think about during this time. But when I went to do the Land of Giants, the first thing I did is I disabled the quirks, disabled the effects, disabled the rendering for the other champions, and it really helped me out. I'll show you guys different examples later on. But yeah, number one rule here is avoid getting stunned. That's the best thing to think about. But with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, we were able to finish this. If you're on mobile, you're gonna have the same difficulty as me right here. I think it's just for mobile. You just have to jump here and kind of click on the claim button, and it's a bit difficult. They have to bring that portal down to make it possible for us to just go there and click on it. But once we were done with this, the most satisfying part is to click on that and go ahead and redeem this. This is the 25% drops increase, which you probably wouldn't notice that it makes a difference unless you go ahead and do all of those nightmare raids or impossible raids. It just makes a huge difference. But this is the one that everyone is aiming for, that everyone really wants to get, and the most difficult one. This is also our 4th attempt on, or my 4th attempt on here, and I'll show you guys what I did to make it much easier for me. If you notice these boxes here that looks like something from Minecraft, what I did is I disabled the rendering for other champions, I disabled the quirks, I disabled a lot of stuff, and it made things much easier. This is what happens if you play the game with everything not disabled. Look at the lag. My connection is super fast. I don't have any problems with my connection. But because of the animations and the rendering all at once, it just ends up being very laggy on a lot of the devices, especially mobile devices. So I would really highly recommend for you guys to disable that. It's just not worth it. Imagine that you're in the Titan Trials, the most difficult one to try to find a group of people that are willing to do this. Because a lot of people have either done it, or a lot of leaderboard players on here are just helping other people out. It's not easy to find a team. Imagine doing all of that, working really hard towards this, and you end up getting disconnected due to the amount of lag that you get all at once. So it's just not worth it. Now back on here, this used to be my favorite map to do. It's so huge. There's a lot of giants everywhere, a lot of titans everywhere. And I used to really love to complete this map, especially helping other people out. What I always do on my free time is I go on a public server, I ask if anyone needs any help to do stuff, and if I can do that, then yeah, I'll go ahead and help out. But at this point, here is the mini boss. This one has 12.9 mega and fairly easy. I mean, no strategy here, just avoid getting stunned and get this one down. We got it down in a minute, which is pretty impressive. That's how strong our team was. That's how strong these players are. And now that the mini boss is done, you have to complete these mobs here. There's like 2 more sets to do until the final boss. And now, when it comes to the final boss, here's where I made noobish mistakes, because I never knew that there is a point that you have to go in order to avoid the boss. I never knew that. I always thought if I stood on top of the roof, maybe get stunned once or twice, then that's okay. But no, it's not. There is a strategy, and that is to stand as close to the corner of this window as possible. I never knew this before. As some of the people were saying what to do and how to try to get to the corner as close as possible, it wasn't registering for me. I just didn't realize what they meant. I'm so glad that I did this on mobile and not on PC, otherwise there's no way I could have done this. But if you notice, my units were just really close to me. But once I got it done and once I understood what they meant, it's too late for that. We're at the last 10 or 11 seconds by now, and we're so close to defeating the boss. But guess what? Look at what happened. Look at the HP and look at the timer. Once it reached to 0, 1 second to go, that's it. We could have gotten this. We won, that's it. We're gonna be done with it and we're all set. But no, we actually didn't make it. What ended up happening is it lagged, and because it lagged, we were robbed from this win. It sucks, and especially for me, because I know that I contributed towards the failure of that attempt. From the amount of times that I got stunned, I didn't stick to the edge of the window. I didn't know which edge. You know, you have to zoom in. You have to it was really difficult for me to understand where they wanted me to stand, but I was not prepared. And that's why you guys watching this, if you're trying to do the Titan Trials, be prepared to do this. And if your team doesn't know how to do it, let them watch this video and know that that's the safe zone where you need to be in order to avoid the Titan. Huge shout out to Big Rick Randy for really helping me out. If not for him, there's no way I could have done this. But listen to him. Turn off auto attack, hop onto the window, and this is what I see the entire time. If you're noticing why people are stuck in mid-air, that's actually a strategy that they use in order to avoid the Titan, to be guaranteed. And watch this. Someone's gonna attempt to do this. Here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and play that in slow motion for you guys so you can see what he's doing. I think he's going towards the pillar over there, and then once he's there as close as possible, he drops down, and instead of touching on the edge of the window, he ends up just floating in mid-air. They call it frog jump, frog leap, or infinite leap, whatever it is, but this is the way to do it. But at some point, the Titan blasted all of them off the edge, so I'm not sure if that's the best strategy to do, but there are a couple of pros here that just did it on the first attempt. Like these two guys, the one with the Ichigo skin and Naruto, They just immediately got it done as soon as possible. But now that the Titan is all the way, look at that, this is 55 Omega HP. 55 Omega at this point for us is crazy. That is crazy strong. But we got that done. So happy with that. The feeling that you get completing this, I mean, there's nothing more satisfying than that. Because it's so difficult, because it's so insanely tough to do, and especially gathering the right amount of people to get it done, that just like, it's so satisfying to see the end results. And here we go, this is the +1 equip. So glad I got this. But once again, huge shout out to Big Rick Randy 61 for really helping me out, and thank you to all the players here that join in on this, especially the leaderboard players that have already completed these trials and just helping their friends out. Really lucky to be a part of this and to finally get this done. This vid has been very long as it is, so I'm just gonna end this really quick and just say that congrats to the giveaway winner in advance. I'm gonna reach out to you from my main account or alt account, so make sure you pay attention to the people that are adding you during this time, and I'm gonna get that done. Guys, the 1000 Robux giveaway is still ongoing, but if you have reached to this point and you're wondering what that number is, if you already guessed, go ahead and let me know your second guess in the comments below, and whoever is the closest number, whatever the amount is, when I do get the next godly, whoever is the closest number will win 1000 Robux. Could be in any game, could be on ACS, it's up to you. And that's it for today, everyone. Hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, it would mean a lot to me if you can leave a like down below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. That would mean so much to me. And hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all on the next one.